Greetings, Fiendish Films fans. It's Mike Fitzgerald with our next in the series of independent filmmakers interviews. I'm here today with Brian Hewitt of Hewitt Films. Brian is known for his television series Rise Up and Fall. Brian.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Mike.
All right. What is the series Rise Up and Fall about?
The series is about an organized crime group in the city of Syracuse. And basically what I wanted to do with this with the series was I didn't want to glorify any criminal activity, or I didn't want to glorify it in any way. Like you see things on other like the mob shows or things like that, and they sort of glorify the characters. I wanted to show the characters sort of backstabbing each other, and just to show the real, more of a real aspect of it. That's how I started writing the series. Actually, I started writing it as a full script, but then I split it into the series and then the full feature.
A lot of filmmakers, when they begin, make either short films or features. Why did you choose to start by making a 6-part television series?
Well, the reason behind that was I wanted to market it that way. I wanted to get the name out about the film, about the feature film. But I figured if I put a 6-part series leading up to it, people would be more excited about seeing the feature. So that's why originally I made the series, was to get people excited for the feature film and give them a little tease about what I'm about to do.
Right now, where can people see the first 6-part series?
Well, you can see it on Time Warner Cable. It's on channel 98. And it's on every Tuesday at 10 o'clock. It's a public access channel. Or you can see it on YouTube, of course. And you just have to type in Rise Up and Fall, and you can see all the series, the 6-part series, and other things that I've done over the years.
What did you need to do? What steps do you need to take to have a public access television show?
Well, it's not very hard. You have to contact the general manager who runs it. And you meet with them, you give them an idea of what you're doing, and you fill out a packet. And depending on what you're showing, you go by times. Mine's on after 10 o'clock because of the language issue. I have swearing in the film. So I'm on after 10 o'clock. If you don't have swearing in your film or music videos or whatever you want to do, you can make a time slot, according to what he has available, before 10 o'clock.
Now, except for the time slot, is your content limited in any other way by being on TV, or are there some things that you can't show?
You can't show nudity, and that's the biggest one out of there. They don't want to show any type of nudity, full shots of nudity. They don't want to show that, so that's a big no-no. Besides that, not really. No, you can just show whatever, talk about whatever. That's the whole purpose of public access.
Because language isn't an issue. You don't have to moderate the language of your characters, but you see that on network TV.
Yeah. I don't know what the reasoning is behind that. I just go with the flow. I just go what I'm told.
Yeah. So now that you've established your story in the 6-part TV series that's also available on, what's the name of your YouTube channel?
YouTube.com/Rise Up and Fall.
Carl, what's up? What's up, dude? How's it going? Good. You got that footage? Yeah, I got that footage and dealing in Norwood Park for Sammy. You sure it's for Sammy? I'm positive it's for Sammy. All right, I'm gonna get this to Mike. In the meantime, we're gonna re-up in, I'm hoping about 2 days. I'll let you know what's up. All right? I'm ready. Yo, thanks, man. Take it easy. Be safe.
Having completed the 6-part television series, what's the next step in the story?
Well, the next step in the story is that I'm going to do a feature film, and the feature film is going to play at local theaters in Central New York, like the Palace Theater. I want to play. That's where I want it to premiere. Hollywood, Westcott, Red House, whoever I can get, and maybe all of them. I hope I can get all of them. And the feature film is going to be played there, and then it's going to go right to DVD where I'm going to distribute it and see what happens from there. I mean, it's shot in the dark. with independent films, you know.
Now, before you began Rise Up and Fall, you actually had a comedy showcase
Yep.
that you had. Could you tell us about that?
Well, my comedy, I started doing all the actual, everything as far as filming, acting in 2005. And my comedy skits were just like with my brother, and we were just playing around with the camera, and people enjoyed them. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to show people that I could do all types of acting besides just comedy. I didn't want to be like some actors that are just like comedy. Some actors are horror, some comedy, you know what I mean, drama. So I wanted to show people that I could do all the genres. That way, if something came up and someone wanted to use me for something, they could go online and say, "Oh, okay, he can do all sorts of type of different genres."
And you've acted in other productions.
Yep.
What
Yep.
was one of them?
One was Clay. Clay, I played a small role as a cop. It was by director Ron Bonk. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He just came out with another feature film called Miss Cannibal Holocaust. I was in that. I play a gang rapist, and which was awkward to play in that setting, but I pulled it off. You know, it worked, and he actually did a very good job with it. I have to say.
So what are your plans for the future once you've completed telling the story of Rise Up and Fall?
Well, I've been writing. I've been writing a horror film, and I'd like to work more with other independent artists. The horror film that I'm writing, I'm sort of this is my first horror film, so you know it's kind of hard to write it when you've never done it, you know. So I want to get that done. I'm just in the beginning of writing it, the script, just the beginning of it, and I've changed it twice so far. But besides that, I want to help other independent artists, such as yourself and the Fiendish Films and other artists in Central New York, and that's what I shoot for. That's my goal.
Speaking of which, you've worked a lot on Rise Up and Fall with Anwar, who's the artist formerly known as a scientist.
Yeah.
Could you tell us about working with him?
Working with Anwar, I've known Anwar since I was a little kid, actually, and he was friends with my brother, and I found out that he started a site called UpstateHipHop.com, and this was back in the early stages of me writing Rise Up and Fall, and I met him on a set called, hold on a second, I got to think of this name of the film. It was by my friend Trevor Fields, Hector and Lucille. He made a film called, it was a very short film. And that's how I met Anwar again, and he was gone for a while. He was in the Navy and things like that. And he told me about his music. I checked out his music, and I was like, "Wow, this guy, you know, he's got talent, you know." And then I decided by talking with him, I was like, you know, how would you like to be one of the lead roles in the film? And he was like, "Yeah, sure, absolutely." And I was like, "Great," you know. So that way I can incorporate him as a character and support his work by playing his music in the film. So I figured that'd be a good way of, collaborating both of us together. You know.
Well, thanks for taking your time.
Thank you, Michael, and I appreciate the Fiends.
Thank you for watching this episode of The Fiends. I'm Mike Fitzgerald.
Now, I'm not proud of what I did, but I'm not ashamed either. As an independent filmmaker, I just don't have the same resources as big studios. Hollywood isn't willing to take the risks I do. Because I won't bow to the demands of studios, I am forced to make sacrifices. My cast and crew work 12-hour days for little to no pay. We shoot without permits. I personally have to lie, cheat, and steal just to get my films made. But I don't care what it takes. In this business, the end justifies the means.